All right, so we've created our database. We have a connection. Now we want to build a table in order to, put data in. And if you're not really familiar with databases, a database itself doesn't really do much. It's the table inside that has all the stuff in it. All the data goes into the table. Whenever you query a database, you're querying a table. Whenever you're putting information into a database, you're putting it into a table. So it's the table that's the important thing of a database. And think of a table as an Excel spreadsheet. It's just a big thing with rows and columns, right? That's pretty much it. So if you can visualize a spreadsheet, that's what a table is. And so to create a table in SQLite 3, it's pretty simple. First, we need to create a cursor. And a cursor it's sort of like, I don't know, it's what tells the database what you want to do. So whenever you do anything, you're going to use your cursor to do it. And you'll understand more exactly what that means as we start to use this. It's really easy. We just have to build it once and then we can use it. So to create a cursor, we just create a variable, and you can call it anything you want. You could call it cursor if you wanted. I'm just going to call it C because we're going to be typing it a lot. So just C. So C equals, and we want to connect to our connection, this con. And then we want to create a cursor instance. And you don't need to know what that means. It's the cursor, right? So we do that, and let's make a comment, and I'm going to go create a cursor, right? So now we can use this cursor to do all kinds of things. And the first thing we want to do is create a table. So let's go create a table. Now, so to create a table, it's really easy. We use our cursor, C. And whenever we want to do things in the database, we're almost always executing some command. So we want to go c.execute and then pass in whatever commands we want. In this case, we're going to create a table. And there's a couple of different ways to execute commands using SQL. And the first one I'm going to show you is something called a doc string. I think this was, yeah, doc string. And it's just 6 quotation marks, right? And inside of here, you can do multiple things on multiple lines, right? That's why we want to use this doc string. And this is what the Python documentation recommends you do. Now, a lot of times when we execute a command to our database, we're just doing one thing, right? Add Bob to the database, right? So that's one line. We won't use doc strings. We'll just use regular quotation marks. But in this instance, when we're creating a whole table, there's going to be a lot of data to push up. We want to do it on multiple lines just so it's easier to read. And so we'll use these doc strings. So what we want to do is create a table. And what do we want to call our table? Well, our database is a customer database. So let's create a table of customers, plural. So the customers table is in the customer singular database. Call it anything you want, though. It doesn't really matter. And now all we have to do now is define the rows and columns that we want. So this is going to be on several lines. I'm just going to tab over here. So what do we want? Well, we want to record customers' first names, their last names, and let's say email. So we just sort of put all those things out. We type in first, and what do we want to call it? First underscore name. And then we have to decide the data type. I'll just put data type for now, and we'll talk about data types in a minute. So first name, last underscore name, data type, and email or email address. Let's just do email, and then data type. Okay. Now we can do this, and let's tab these over again. Okay, so I'll talk about data types in just a second, but let's look at this here. We're creating a table, and one thing I should note, SQLite 3 is case sensitive. So the things you type, capitalized or lowercase, they matter. So this needs to be capital create table and then lowercase customers. Okay, so let's look at this whole command. If I copy this and print it again, just to give you an example, without the doc strings, we could just use regular quotation marks. But you can see you got these big red angry error messages here in our Sublime text. That's because this all needs to go on one line if you use single quotation marks. And let's see. Finally, boom. So, okay, this will work, right? This is equally valid. This is valid, and this is valid. But just look at this right here. Like, it's hard to read this, right? You know, you got to scroll. You know, it's all smushed together. It's just no good. That's why I use these docstring triple quotation marks in this case. So just a quick little aside. So, all right, we're almost there. Now we need to talk about data types. And data types, if you're familiar with programming, a data type is a type of data. So like think strings, numbers, integers, booleans. Python has a bunch of other data types like lists and dictionaries and things like that. If you're familiar with data types, it's the same thing here. You have to define the type of data that's going to be in each of these fields. So in our case, first name, last name, and email, those are all text type things. So we need to define a text data type. Now, the thing about SQLite that's actually kind of cool, I actually like, is it only has 5 data types that you can choose from. Other databases, MySQL, Postgres, any other database you can think of, has dozens of data types. And it can get confusing because you only really use a couple, right? If you think about it, you're going to use text, you're going to use numbers. That's probably about it, right? So that's kind of cool that SQLite 3 only has 5. And the 5 are null. Let's see. And integer. I'll talk about these in just a sec here. Real, text, and blob. Right? So null just means does it exist or does it not exist? If it doesn't exist, it's null, right? If it does exist, it's not null, right? An integer is a number, a whole number, 1, 9, 106, 2 million, right? As opposed to real, which is a decimal, 10.5, right? 1995, that's real, right? So if you're using something as a number, just use integer. If you have decimals, use real. Text is just how it sounds, text. And finally, blob is it's stored exactly as it is. So think of like images. An image might be a blob. An MP3 file, a music file might be a blob, right? It's just a blob, right? So pretty simple. In our case, we're going to use text for all of these. So we just type in text, text, and text. And that's it, right? Let's go data types, right? Okay, so we're almost there. Now, there's one more step, actually 2 more steps we need to do. We've created this cursor, right? And now we've created a command for the cursor to do, but our program hasn't actually executed that cursor command yet, right? In order to do that, we need to commit this thing to the database. And if you're familiar with other databases, committing something to a database is a common theme. Here, to do it, we just commit our connection. So con.commit, right? And that's it. This will now execute this guy right here, push whatever we're trying to do into the database, and do whatever we're trying to do. Finally, the last thing we really need to do, and let's go commit our command. The last thing we need to do is close our connection. So anytime you create a connection, like we did up here, right, you want to close that connection. You don't have to. When your file stops running, it will, by default, close itself. But it's just best practice to do it explicitly. And to do that, we just type in con.close, right? Okay, so if we save this and now run it, pull up our terminal, clear the screen, and I'm just going to push up on my keyboard, and that will scroll to previous commands. And we just type in Python database.py, which is the name of our file, and we hit this. Boom, nothing has happened on the screen, but we didn't get any error messages, so that means that this thing executed correctly. We've now created a table called customers. Inside of that customers table, there are 3 columns: first name, last name, and email. And now we can start sending data into the database. And we'll look at how to do that in the next video.